on this.
Oh, okay.
Just because, because the last two that we have,
You haven't told me.
I didn't tell you. Oh, do you know what else I didn't tell you? I woke up to messages today
Okay.
about the end of my book.
What?
One of our friends from uni messaged me with questions about the end of the novella.
Oh, what?
And was like, I didn't even know that he'd started it.
No way.
Yeah, I'll tell you who it is.
I think I guess.
It's not him.
Yeah, no, I didn't think it was.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, it's the other one. You know, well, that's how we refer to him in silence.
Yeah.
With a little hand gesture. Evolution of the Daleks, right?
Yeah.
General thoughts?
General thoughts?
Did you just do the thing?
I did it at work the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, I did it at work.
I'm kind of proud of you because you haven't done that to me ever, and I'm like, oh.
I got a giggle. I was saying something. You know, right, sorry. You know the Vegas sphere? Have you seen it?
What the? I seen it blink.
Yeah, right.
I seen someone who was like, they should pay to put a big squelch noise in every time it blinks and be like...
Horrible. That's what I was like told about it, right?
Yeah.
And I'd like not heard anything about it. And I saw it and I was like, hate it. Can't describe, like, I compared it to the void sphere because I'm really cool. And I was like, big circle thing that I don't like.
Big up the cult of Scar.
I was like, it just freaks me out.
Yeah.
And my mate was like, oh, gives you just a sense of general unease. And I was like,
general unease? There you go.
Yeah, cool.
Welcome to Doctor Who Rewind. Unofficial. A show.
Yeah, a show.
It is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Shot from a shitty little garage. I feel like death today. I'm going to do a lot of swinging on my chair.
That's okay.
Because I feel like I need to keep moving.
Careful, because I feel a little sick, so you don't want to give me the
well, that's why I'm spinning.
I'm kidding.
I'm spinning on my chair to make myself feel less sick.
You can do that.
I
don't actually care. I'm just being silly and a dick.
I hate you.
When this episode first aired,
yeah,
I was in trouble for whatever reason because I don't know, I'd done something stupid because I was good. And my mum, as a form of punishment, because like
said you can't watch Doctor Who.
Said I couldn't watch Doctor Who, and this was the episode
that would have killed me.
That it was on. Oh my god! Well, she was like, I can't ground you because you don't really like go out, and it was like, and like what? And it was like, you know what?
Can't ground you. You've got no friends.
Don't really have anything like to take off you or anything. Like I don't have a phone to be confiscated or whatever. So my mum was like, right, you can't watch Doctor Who. And I remember being like so upset about it. And after watching it today, it's okay actually.
Yeah.
It's okay that I missed this one.
Yeah, I'm not huge on it. I really like part one. That's the weird thing is I'm like, I love part one.
Yeah.
This sort of drops the ball a bit for me.
See, I don't remember what I said about part one really last week. So
I pulled you around on it
myself.
Yeah, I pulled you around on it a lot last week. Yeah. It got to the end and you were like, I think I've come around on this episode quite a lot because I love the first part of this.
Yeah, if I contradict anything that I said, it's been a while since...
You're only human.
Since we watched... It's like a week ago. It was over a week ago, right?
Yeah. So like,
it's been a while.
Like almost 2 weeks. I think it was 2 weeks tomorrow.
All right.
It would have been. Again, it's written by Helen Rayner and directed by James Strong. All of the same cast. I'm not going to go through them again. Andrew Garfield does do really good in this episode.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he does a big cry. And when it feel like it's one of those things that directors do. I like Andrew Garfield cry.
Yeah, he's very good at it.
He's a very good crier. He's a very good performer, I guess. Human Dalek. We didn't talk about this last week, really, because he just showed up.
Yeah.
Human Dalek. What do you reckon?
I suppose no one would have really thought about what it actually looked like until now. This I hate the design,
stupid, how it always looks wet and stuff. I think that Eric Lauren does a very good job of like being Dalek Sec in human form. Like the stagnant words and the trying to
like he speaks like in a really specific way.
I kind of wish that he walked funny. Well, they've got tentacles.
Like
they've never legs. Walked. They've never used legs. Like just for a bit, like when a deer is first born, they have to like get themselves together. Like when he stood up, he should I wish he'd have fallen across
that
something.
bit in Willy Wonka where Gene Wilder goes out and like just fucking.
You mean the bear from the bear?
Yeah. When the bear from the bear.
Did I send you that tweet earlier?
What? No.
Some person who was like, I watched all of the bear and I'm fuming there's no bear. I thought it was going to be like Ratatouille where a bear bursts into the kitchen and helps them all make food, but I'm just fucking disappointed. And I was like, you know what? That's another show idea. Get it made.
There is a bear in the bear.
There is a bear in the bear.
There's a bear in the bear.
But it's only in like the first scene of episode 1 and then like the last scene of episode 2 or something like that.
Well, he can't have too much time away from the big blue house. No, I like the fact that he speaks very differently to all the rest of them.
Yeah.
Because everyone else, all the other Daleks, it's like proper, it's like screamy and like monotone in it, but he's like kind of soft.
The Daleks are like if Toad from Mario got like bronchitis.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes in. I like his design. One of the things in his design, I was like, does he never blink? And then when they put him in pain, he's like, his eye opens, and I was like, oh, they've got a little animatronic.
Yeah.
But I guess that I think if you're doing an animatronic of like a biological thing, if it's going to have eyes, you've got to put a lot of attention on the eyes.
Yeah.
Because it's like just super expressive.
Well, it'll be the tentacles as well, right? That it's also controlled because they move kind of weird.
Yeah, they go like just up and down sort of.
Yeah, but not smoothly. And obviously it's because
they twitch,
they're not real, yeah, but they're like...
Just in case
you mean to tell me Dalek Sec from beloved episode of Doctor Who Evolution of the Daleks isn't real?
Friend of the podcast, Dalek Sec hybrid. With his bacon rasher fingers. Like, oh, class.
Hate.
Yeah. The Doctor, like, spends the last, like, 2 or 3 minutes of the first part of this, of Daleks in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Being like, just trying to sneak into the Daleks, just going to sneak into the Daleks.
Yeah.
And then the first 2 minutes of this, he's like, hi! Yeah. But again, I still think that they should have spotted him last episode. They should have been like, fucking
I think maybe it would have been a stronger cliffhanger. If they found him there, and then it's like, oh God, they're going to exterminate him. That's bad. And then in the next one. But I suppose the Sec reveal is like better, innit?
I want to edit together this as like a Pokemon evolution when it goes do, and then it like, and it's Dalek Sec, and then it does the weird flashy thing,
and then it turns into,
and then it's the human
Mr.
Dalek,
Pythagoras.
yeah, and then it goes boom, and I'm like, that's him now.
Your Dalek Sec evolved into Dalek Sec,
into hybrid,
and that's why Looker's there. He's spotting the clues.
Oh my God, we sound horrible.
I know.
Are we gonna play a Pokemon?
Yeah.
Yay! Sorry, I just haven't played Pokemon in a while. That was very. Sorry.
How do you feel about the way that the pigmen run? I really like it. When they're like proper just like...
I have a thing about how the Torchwood team runs later on. I know that airs before this, but like, I have a thing about that.
I think we have a lot of things about the Torchwood team to say.
Yeah. Well, so just like, can we jump around this one?
Yeah, we can jump around this one.
When the pigs attack the camp like a little bit later on, I can't think of anything scarier than being attacked by pig humans in the night from the trees.
Yeah, you're just like...
Imagine being like, what the hell is that? And then it's like, and you're like, oh God, like, and that's it.
You already live in a tent. You already have like nothing.
The last thing I want, if like I grew up in a horrible council estate, the last thing I want if I make it to New York ever is to get pigged in Central Park at night.
Yeah.
Now if I get parked in Central Park at night, no, I'm kidding. That's
different
disgusting.
Story.
Different, yeah. You know what I'm saying.
No, do you know what's funny to me as well here is when, because I've got a lot of notes, but I really don't remember like the flow of this episode.
So, okay, right. I just want to say.
Hence the jumpiness.
This is one of those episodes that when it's on, I will enjoy it to a normal extent. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's just
baseline
sort of
Doctor Who.
Like middle of the road, 2.5 we're talking, which I think is what I'm going to give this spoiler alert for later. But as soon as the episode finishes, it's like I get Men in Black.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what happened?
I remember the bits, like not the, like the plot points. So I don't remember any of the in between bits.
You know what I think? What I'm like starting to think it is. There's a lot of recycled visuals. And I don't mean that in like they've just taken a shot and put it back in. I mean in in terms of like even the Dalek genetic lab thing looks a bit like the ship from the end of season 1 with the things on the walls. And then there's that one Dalek with its bare arse out because the Dalekanium just fucking ripped off. But then when the Doctor is climbing the Empire State and he gets Mr. Magpied, I was like, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
And it's less than a whole season ago, or like roughly a season ago. I'm like, I've seen this.
Yeah, this...
So I think it falls back on that.
Try not be down on it, but...
No, I will.
Because it's still fine. I love it when... So, yeah, I was going to say, it's like, I don't know how it gets to here, but it's after Sec is not there, I believe. Yeah, the little Dalek gossip sesh.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no, when Sec... When Sec is there, right, and he's talking, and he's like, pain of the flesh, right, because that's how he talks. Yeah. And then he gets up and he's like, I haven't felt pain in so many years. And there's these two, it cuts... And these two Daleks just to like look at each other like he's seeing this. Like look at the boss. Because Dalek Sec is the belle of the ball. Right? Look at him.
Yeah.
He's like,
look at him go.
Do you know what happens twice in this episode? And I do love it.
What?
The Doctor gets 3 L's and an H. Do you not remember this?
Apparently not.
When they run upstairs and the doctor's like, Tallulah, and she goes, that's me, 3 L's and an H, like really fast.
Oh, no, I didn't miss that one.
It's so good. Yeah, she just likes to say that. Yeah, I like him as Sec. I like them bitching about the job. I'm like, is this Goss? Is this what the Daleks...
Well, it's when they're in the sewers. That's what it is. It's when they're in the sewers. And they like get up to them and one of them goes, request information, and the other one's head like flips all the way around and he goes, like fully turns.
What's your opinion of Dalek Sec? We were created to follow him, but you have doubts. And then the other one is in brackets on the script here, the Daleks check that they cannot be overheard, and then Dalek 3 is like affirmative. Which I guess the implication here is that it says Dalek 1, Dalek 2 and 3. Yeah, I was going to say, I guess none of them are down as Dalek Khan until like right at the very end, because I can't tell these three apart.
I saw something about the voice that was used for them.
What about
it? Because apparently, like, you know, when the cult starts going against Sec, Nicholas Briggs changes the way that he does Dalek Khan's voice from being
it's a bit higher,
deep
right?
and raspy, more to the original Dalek Sec's pitch, and he never goes back to that. And apparently, Briggs said that like doing the Khan voice, like putting it higher, it's because he is now becoming like the commander of the group now that like Sec is gone. But apparently the actual reason is because he did the voice like that to be different in the season 2 finale, and then it just hurt.
Oh,
so that's like the sounding reason.
They keep it high in Journey's End, right? Because that's when he's like gone crazy.
And apparently Dalek just has more of a higher pitched one.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. If that helps anything.
Yeah, I do have a problem with this opening scene though. And they do say something about energy cells being depleted and all this, you know, like mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, science talk.
And I'm like, okay, you shoot the doctor, right? Just shoot him. I don't know if there's a bit here where, yeah, like Sec says exterminate, and I'm like, oh no, not Sec, sorry. One of the Daleks says exterminate, and Sec's like, no, don't kill him. But then later on, when they are like doing a mutiny, and they're like, we're not going to follow your orders, the doctor still stood in front of him, and I'm like, okay, you could just kill him now.
Yeah,
you've played your hand. You can kill him now. And they still don't, just cause. And I'm like,
Yeah, I'm like, I'm going to need you to have a better reason to not immediately kill your like number one enemy on sight, other than like
this episode does
This
episode does one of my favourite things though, where the doctor gets all serious, but then the Dalek lens makes him look like a goofy motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's like, meh, and then it's like, whoop.
It's like that picture of you.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah.
It's my profile picture now.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep that because
I like it.
It's almost like what happens when Crash Bandicoot gets stung by a bee in Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back, and he like swells up.
Classic rewind shenanigans.
Classic monster. Classic Goon and Geezer adventure, innit?
You know it.
Remember that thing I said last week about Solomon coming back in an episode?
Yeah.
With Andrew Garfield.
Funny story.
Yeah, funny thing about that is I forgot Solomon died, which is what I mean about this episode is I'm like, I liked him, but I just forgot that he doesn't make it to the end, I guess. I'm like, he gets turned into Solomon soup, but then Andrew Garfield like sells that death. He's like crying and
that's true. What is it he says as well when he says about like respecting his authority or something? And like
I think he says this to the doctor, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because the doctor's like, don't. And Solomon's like, this is my township. You will respect my authority. And then he's like, Daleks, aren't we the same? And like, the Dalek's like, pew. I'm listening. Pew. Like, he's like, I'm not going to immediately kill you, but I'll let you do your like monologue first.
It's so you know how I said in Shakespeare Code, I hate the when are we's.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what one of my favorite things is, and I allow it every time in my own brain, is when someone propositions a Dalek and then ends it with, what do you say? Because it's just a way for them
to set up them
it's just for like, right? Yeah, it's just for them to go like, what is that one thing that you always say? Could you give me an exterminate, please?
They do it later in the episode as well, right? Like not exactly, but right at the end. Sorry to jump way to the end, but when the doctor goes to talk to Dalek Khan, and he again, Khan, let me help you. What do you say? And then Khan just goes, emergency temporal shift. And
I love that, by the way. I'm like, when I saw it, my note, like right at the very end is like, do you have to say that when you do it? Is it like a spell?
I guess. Well, there's that one episode later, right, where they really fuck with the way that Daleks talk, and I don't like it.
Because imagine if he didn't have to sit and the doctor's vanishing, the doctor's like, the fuck?
Bye.
What?
Do you know what's funny about it to me is that 1 second, like, the doctor's like, let me help you. And he's like, no. And then, like, what? Immediately the next second, he's in the fucking time war.
I burst out singing in this episode, you know.
Did you?
Yeah. The doctor, because the Daleks go like, hey, doctor, come with me. And Martha's like, where's the doctor? And the Daleks are like, the princess is in the castle. Yeah. But that when he's leaving, she goes, what about us? And in my head I went, what about everything we've been through? And then it happened again later on. Tallulah says the same thing. She's like, what about us? And I'm like, what about the entire time? All I'm thinking is, you know, I never wanted to hurt you. What about me? I'll do the whole thing, me.
That's great.
You know, Dad, tell you about the time that my friend James was like, you know, because you have a guitar now. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, will you learn I Gotta Go My Own Way?
From beloved classic High School Musical too.
I don't remember it, but I did.
You did learn it.
I did learn it, and I don't regret a thing. Would learn it again today in a heartbeat.
That's what we're doing tonight.
Please don't. Is this what we skipped the pub to do a campfire sing along?
Yeah, man.
Only High School Musical songs.
Sometimes I think the Daleks talk like they're in a 60s comic.
Like a what do you hear, what do you say?
There was a part of it.
You've been reading a lot of X-Men,
I've been reading so much 60s X-Men lately. But there was, for whatever reason, I didn't write it down because I was silly at the time. But there was a part of it that I was like, oh, this is how they do it.
Do you want me to say something in the meantime, or have you got it?
Yeah, no, it's just this whole scene where the Daleks, like, when the doctor's like, oh, so kill me then. Mm-hmm. And the Dalek shouts exterminate, and then Sec's like, stop, I command you. And then the Dalek's going, I do not understand, it is the doctor. And Sec's like, but I want him alive. And he's like, the urge to kill is too strong.
Oh, yeah, that bit was goofy as hell.
And like, it just, like, all I can see in my head is like a thought bubble.
Yeah.
And just like, you know, someone being like, this is my greatest enemy, and what dread power will he unleash on the one called Magneto? And
do you think that Tallulah would be the off-panel thing there? We saw the Daleks kill last time in episode 6.
The little Stanley drop-ins.
Yeah. And they always give themselves a shit name.
Yeah.
It's like lazy fucker. We saw this 2 issues ago, but you haven't read those, and then it's like double hyphen lazy fucker.
There was you know when The Simpsons do Treehouse of Horror?
Yes.
And everyone has like a fun name in the credits.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my mum were talking once because my mum doesn't love The Simpsons, right? But she says that she likes that. She thinks it's like a fun little thing that they do.
Yeah.
And she was like, you know, when it would be, and she said like, obviously I'm not going to say my dad's name, but she used that as an example, and she went, you know, the Spooky Boy. And I'm like, Spooky Boy was like my mum's example of a Treehouse of Horror end credit name. I think it's really funny.
Your mum speaks more internet lingo than I think either of us do.
Yeah.
Which is insane. I forgot that the psychic paper existed until this episode.
What? Okay. Because there was a moment.
Yeah.
Here. Has Martha seen and used it before?
Surely he'd have used it in episode 1.
Because...
No, he did. Didn't he use it in Shakespeare?
Well, because my brain was like, I'm pretty sure he did, but
I'm like, he used it in Gridlock, but that was after they were separated, right?
I'm pretty sure that he does a bit, right, when the guy in Shakespeare Code drowns, and he says something about taking the body away, but after that, Martha's like, why did you say it was witchcraft? And he's like, oh, because to them it is witchcraft.
Yeah.
But I don't know if because like I was trying to think about a time that it happened before, because I'm sure there was one, but I couldn't think of one.
You might have done it. Did he do it in the last part of this episode, like the first bit, like when they first get to Whoville and being like, I'm a whatever the hell. Either way, they have it.
Maybe. I
think it's a cool, like every time I see it, I'm like, I don't miss this when it's gone. But I do think it's a cool, fun way to do a very CG free prop.
Yeah.
It's just a bit of paper and a bit of leather, right?
Oh,
that is it. It's the whole thing. You could make one of these in a prop shop in a day,
easy.
And be like that in a few hours and be like, there you go.
Well, they probably have a bunch of them, right?
But then no. So I know that 11 uses it like a little bit, and they just sort of get rid of it almost immediately. But when I was watching this, I was like, I wonder if he'll bring it back, because it's a very Russell uses it a lot.
I
wonder if he
the
does.
psychic paper, just as like a concept.
Yeah,
because like it's cooler to me as a way to get in anywhere than just being like,
Fucking of course he uses it in Shakespeare Code. Shakespeare's like, it's blank.
Oh, shit, yeah. I knew it.
God, we're idiots.
I knew it happened. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's been a...
But like, basically, yeah, like you say, it's just a pass to get into anywhere.
Yeah.
And I think it's a fun way of doing a pass to get into anywhere. So.
Oh, yeah. Skeleton key, right?
Yeah.
I like Dalek Sec has like spiky DNA.
I love the spiky DNA.
I'm like, that's metal. That's DNA that's not going through a phase.
I wrote the way the DNA looks post splice is metal as fuck. Two things that I like have here just from this like little scene or whatever. But this, when Dalek Sec says he wants the Doctor alive.
Yeah.
Oh, he dug his own grave with that one. And even later when he's like, obey the Doctor, like, bye.
Yeah, I'm like, well, don't say that to these guys. That's the wrong choice of words.
Yeah,
right?
Oopsie daisy. I also, speaking of the psychic paper, I do quite like that bit where Martha's just explaining things to Tallulah, and Tallulah's like, okay, and she has no idea. Like, she's got no idea, but she's just like, yeah.
And then they go to Frank, and Frank's like, just in bits crying, and they're like, yeah, it's cool that you're crying. We need help though. So, like, could you maybe just help us? And then they go, this is the thing that I'm like, this episode is a lot of go over here, say this, go over here, say this, go over, and not much is actually happening.
Yeah.
Because, like, looking at my notes, the next thing I have to say is about them being, about, like, Tallulah and them being at the Empire State.
Well, I think the problem is that we start, like, the lab, this is, like, underneath the Empire State. So you start at the Empire State, at, like, the bottom of it, and then you leave. But then your plan is to get back to the top of it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know, like, set-wise and money-wise and shit, like, what it takes. But I'm like, it would have been cooler maybe if instead of, like, going out and leaving, you have to go up. Just to be inside the building, have, like, a different... But, I understand that's not as easy as being like, just do it because it's cool.
I love just trying to reason with the Daleks the entire time, and they're just like, fucking no. There was a bit of Satan Pit music in here. Did you catch it?
No, I didn't.
There was it's about here because he is so freaked out by Sec's plan, and then they play something that is from that 2-part. I don't know which bit it is. What?
They're so freaked out by Sec's plan.
Katie, you're away.
Sorry.
24. And 23, because I am fucking obsessed with the way that Tallulah goes, top of the world.
Yeah, right.
Like she is smitten by the skyline.
They're all like trying to solve the puzzle, and she's like, Daleks, I get it.
Yeah. If you're gonna go anywhere, of course you're gonna go to New York. I'm like, yeah. Obviously. You might just go on to die there. What does that say? Oh, and then this bit, right? When they're talking about the humans, which they've just been farming humans, I guess they've got like 1,000, they say, something like that.
The what do they call them? The high intelligence ones.
Yeah.
Experiment.
And it's fine being like, we're gonna turn these into human Daleks. I'm like, okay, good plan. You're gonna make a hybrid thing, and then Sec is like, and then take us to a planet. We will just go and live elsewhere.
Yeah.
He says that to like.
Yeah, they can't wait to do a mutiny.
Yeah, them 3 bronze boys are just like, we're gonna kill him.
There's another point there again where he is Sec's talking to the Doctor, and 2 of them just look at each other.
Yeah,
behind him, they're just like, dude.
Yeah,
you fucking believe this guy.
So when that ends up happening, right? There's just a like a montage of them saying sciencey mumbo jumbo. Like one of them is, we need more chrome or something solution, and I'm like, shut up. But that goes on a while, and then they're looking for the thing on the, I can't think of words, on the blueprint for the Empire State, right?
Martha, Tallulah, Frank and Laszlo, they're looking for what is different. By the way, like, maybe it's just me and my terrible vision, but oh my God, that's such a small, like, it really is such a small minor thing on the plans, and Martha finds it very quickly.
Oh, the little black rectangle.
Yeah, because it's 2 little black lines that are like on the other one.
They're quite bold, but like, and then, because this is where they have their relationship pissing contest, right?
Yeah, where they have their little talk.
And Martha is like, sometimes I think he's just remembering. And I just want to say 100% that is exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
He is just like, oh yeah, I miss Rose. He doesn't like you, hun. I'm sorry. Sorry.
I was thinking during this scene, speaking of that, is imagine if the Doctor met Martha and Rose the other way around. And like, you get Martha who, in this scene alone, finds the like difference.
Rose would be so chewy about it.
Oh, she finds a difference in the plans pretty much straight away. She rigs up like the electric shock system to save them from the pig slaves. And like, you know, she psychic papered her way in the first place. This is like, imagine if this was the companion that you were starting out with and like Rose, God love her, is like, I do gymnastics.
And I don't do it well.
Yeah, I do it at least third best.
Well, Rose does have a few moments where she's just jealous as hell about people hanging out with. Like when Sarah Jane shows up and stuff, she's just like, meh.
Yeah.
Just looking at this one sort of scene, I'm like, yeah, Tallulah probably does have it worse.
Yeah,
Boyfriend's a pig.
She's definitely lost her job after Martha's interference at the show.
Oh, yeah.
The night before.
Mm-hmm.
And wasn't she literally saying as well, like, you know, it's the depression, sweetie.
It's the depression, sweetie.
You know, she's going to end up in Hooverville.
We've said that so much since the last time we recorded.
Because it's great. It's a great line.
Yeah, right.
I love Tallulah, though.
Yeah, I would like to see her come back if they ever were, like, cool to do that.
I was thinking about it.
I think that her and Shooty would be class.
I was saying, do you ever watch Agent Carter?
I've seen like episode 1.
Because I would love an Agent Carter-esque spin-off with Frank, Tallulah, Martha and Laszlo set in like 1930s New York, and they like dress in pinstripes and solve crimes.
And it's still called Class, but it's about the struggle of actual society and not school. I have a favourite shot in this episode. I'll see if I can find it. It's very quick. Because the doctor leaves them, right?
Yeah.
And then... Oh, yeah, because they have a plan. This is my favourite shot.
The pig's just waiting.
Which of these little piggies do you think went to market? Of all these piggies...
Oh, my God. Look at that one in the back left.
This fella. Look at that fella there.
Dude...
They just look like they just like wait, like just he's like bobbing about, right? Yeah.
Oh, that's
just a bit of elevator music. I love this shot of just the pigs in the lift.
You know what? As a concept, I like the pig slaves.
Yeah, I would love this. It like obviously I'm not going to use it. I would love this as our thumbnail for this episode.
Just them chilling.
Obviously, it has to be the human Dalek, but
yeah,
I would love this.
Do you know what this is like? I mean, not like exactly like, but this is like that time you were like that one shot of the Ood.
Oh, and I
just
made you cry.
Like a tiny little thing. But yeah.
When they're like holding each other's hands when they're crashing and it's just really sad.
Like the pigs bob into the elevator music.
And it's like, it literally, oh, well, don't pixel out on me, VLC. Thank you. Like it literally lasts like 2, maybe 3 seconds, if that, because Laslow's burning up. And that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they never cut back into the lift, but I'm like, I'll love that.
That's us waiting for the lift at uni.
Yeah. And that... When we get into this, too many of us, and we don't know what to say because there's a room full of people, but I will still embarrass myself every time I get in a lift. I will not lower my voice.
Oh, no.
My favourite thing is when I'm in a lift and I don't, like, you know, I'll still have a conversation with the people around me. I don't give a fuck. And I'll say something, and my favourite thing is to, like, people watch.
And just see
and just see someone, like, smile and being like, fucking, because I will make an idiot of myself in public and not really care.
Just cause.
Yeah. Because, well, the way I see it is I'm like, if I do see someone smile, I'm like, cool. They'll probably go home and be like, this weird thing happened in the lift today. And I'll be the weird thing that happened in the lift that day.
Yeah. Win-win.
Yeah, right?
Win-win. Oh, by the way, speaking of the pigs, right? We just sing their praises here. You want to know something?
Sorry, go on. Yeah, I want to know.
Excuse me.
I want to know.
You want to know something that's not really cute and sweet and them bobbing around?
Pig toes.
Laszlo saying they're trained to slit your throat with their teeth.
Yuck. Blah, blah, blah. Don't want it. Right? That is minging.
Excuse me.
Don't want that. Where I have a note about that. I don't know where I put it. Maybe it's not till later. God, I don't even know. Can't even tell my own handwriting these days. My pen was really weird for this episode.
Oh, no.
Yeah, right? There's a bit of, like, new music that shows... See, I don't have any actual, like, story things. It's really killing me. Ooh, wait. We imagined your irrelevance.
Oh, that's literally just what I was about to say. Yeah.
Snap.
Told us to imagine I imagined your irrelevance.
Oh.
So good.
I don't want to get into any sassing offs with a Dalek, please.
No, never. Well, it's like one, I think earlier, when Sec's like, hey, don't kill the doctor, that one Dalek says, I obey, but he says it with such a tood.
He says it with a tood.
He says it with
Dalek
a tood,
yeah. It's weird just watching these Daleks be like, get a load of this guy. Fucking this fucking guy. And then they realise, like, later on, they're like, wait, he's mushy, we can kill him.
Yeah.
Like that's the entire. But they do at the very beginning. They have to protect him because he is vulnerable now that he is flesh.
Yeah.
He is a vulnerable thing because obviously he feels pain too for the first time.
Mm.
Would you ever want to see a hybrid Dalek human come back or like hybrid Dalek anything?
Not really.
Yeah.
Like, if there was like, if it was really good, if there was a really good, but like
There has to be a really good reason.
Yeah,
for
my
it.
problem is I don't think there is a really good reason for it. Like that's the issue that I have with it. Like, there's no idea good enough, I don't think, to justify like a story for it. And this is fine, like this one, I suppose, in all honesty. But then I think it just raises the question of like, so were the other Daleks were they gonna convert to humans as well?
I don't
I
know.
understand like maybe Sec going first because he's the leader, right? But like, why would your plan just be to convert one of you and then have like actual humans just with Dalek DNA for the rest of your army? I don't get it, but whatever.
Don't know. And then there's like a heroic little monologue that the Doctor does, and I don't have much for that.
You know
It's
what?
Like, yeah.
Wrap up the actual like plot stuff, right? Because the sun thing, lightning storm,
the flare.
gamma.
Well, they were like, it's a solar flare or something,
Yeah.
right? And then it's a storm, and I'm like, okay, which is it?
Yeah,
Is it sunshine or is it moody cloud?
irradiated anyway, and the Doctor's like, I'll give the Empire State Building a cuddle to make it feel better.
And then he gets magpied, right?
Yeah, because the Daleks had fucked with the experiment.
They don't count in rels. They just count normal this time. Last time they counted in rels.
Because they're hybrids now.
Plot inconsistency, fix it now. Helen Rayner, get your shit together. Kidding from the podcast, Helen Rayner, we love you.
The human Daleks wake up. They're all dressed the same.
Yeah,
So
like chimney sweeps.
yeah, like they all look the same, which is funny because the Daleks want them to be identical, I guess. But also, like, did you get the pig slaves to like change their clothes so they could all like look the part?
These Daleks aren't in uniform. And step 2,
It looks
3,
like
4.
you see like the women's outfits. It looked like such like a cult wear.
Well, if you had an armada of human Daleks that would just do whatever you want, what would you do? Because I would start the world's biggest barbershop quartet there ever is.
Flash mob.
Yeah, exterminate.
Yeah.
That would be like the main song, would be something about exterminate. But it wouldn't be a genocide thing. It would be ticks.
It would be ticks.
Ticks are like one of the few things on the planet that just have no use and are only damaging, and like even in terms of food chain and environment.
What, like
ticks, little ticks?
Oh, little. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
would genocide ticks.
Yeah, everything else has like a purpose. Ticks are just like, haha. Anybody else?
In it?
Well, Lyme disease too, I think. Is ticks Lyme disease? Lemon disease.
I don't know.
Zesty little ticks. Yeah, because when the hedgehog had babies in the back garden, there was ticks, and we just had to keep popping them because they were quite full from the main hedgehog. But the bit they were like, we can't let the ticks get onto the babies. That can't be a thing.
Oh. Yeah, well, that's the thing, right?
It's like bubble wrap, but with more tensile strength.
Say, like, if you can just get like ticks from dog walks and that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm all surprised to see a tick. I'm like, hey, look,
it's a tick.
Laszlo's dying.
Yeah.
Which was the thing that you hated last episode, and that was one of the things that I remember turning you round on, was when you were like, you didn't like the way that he was like heavy breathing whilst he was talking at the end of the last episode, and I was like, no, they say he's dying in the next one. It's like foreshadowing, and you were like, yeah, okay, I like it actually. There is so this is the original hybrid, by the way.
Yeah.
So Moffat, what you doing?
Yeah,
you pinched it.
It's one of the funny things in reretrospect, isn't it? To
Joking,
go
by
back
the
and be
way.
like, it's the hybrid.
I don't think Stephen Moffat pinched this for his hybrid, and I know. Do you know why I think that?
Why?
Because his hybrid was shit.
Yeah.
Well,
isn't it still kind of
shut the fuck up.
Who knows?
The whole season he was like, the hybrid now is like, oh my god, there's going to be like a monster. Like we're going to see an actual CG or practical monster.
No.
And then at the end, the Doctor in his sunglasses like, the hybrid was me. And I'm like, fucking
yeah, but
what?
Isn't there still like potential outcomes for the hybrid?
I don't actually, honest to God, I never fully understood the hybrid, and I still don't.
Because the way that it works out,
it never made sense in my head, and I was like, does anyone know what's going on with this?
It could be three things, right? Isn't that when the Doctor's talking to Ryan Sinclair at the end of the universe, and
Ryan Sinclair?
Don't you dare,
Ryan Sinclair! Don't you dare, Ryan Sinclair! I'm going to say that so much when we get to 13.
I'll do the song all the time. Yeah, because they're like, it could be Arya Stark. It could be Clara, or it could be the Doctor. They just have like a little philosophical talk about it, and then it's like time for some
I don't like any of those options.
memory wiping.
I don't like any of those options.
Season 9.
I don't like that Doctor Who does a lot of memory wipes later on. Like they have a worm for it. Don't like that. And then suddenly the Doctor's just like, oh, Clara, I was wiping memory.
Yeah,
Clara, I was wiping memory. And then he's like, oh shit. And then he's walking around. He's like, I could do that on there.
Can you?
Yeah,
It's cool. It's a nice bit of music.
it is a good. Clara's theme song is like, as much as I'm like, all right, Clara, you're just sort of there. Like I saw. No, it doesn't matter. I'll tell you afterwards because it would be. I feel like it's a niche enough thing that it would be calling someone out for a thing, and it's not like in a rude way. It's just a thing that I disagreed with in a very ha kind of way. But I still don't want to do it just in case.
Okay.
I'll tell you after.
The line, warning, Dalek humans show increased levels of serotonin.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They're getting through the depression, sweetie. That's what it is. That's all this is. That's all this entire episode is.
God.
Why do they explode onto the stage like that? I'm like, you could have just come out. It's like boom, and then all of a sudden the Daleks show up in the flames, and the human Dalek is on chains and he's crawling. It's like King Kong, kind of, I guess.
It kind of doesn't even look like they like break through anything. It looks like someone sets off like a flashbang, and then they're just there, like shorthand magic.
Fucking Penn and Teller. And I'm like, sick. And for your next trick, we're gonna
for our next trick, murder.
For our next trick, we're gonna kill the Squidman.
Yeah. Do you know what I don't like? Is
Kill Amari.
When he... I fucking hate you.
Kill Amari.
Fuck off.
Kill Amari.
Would you eat it?
What?
Would you eat it? Someone sashimied off his tentacles and served them up fire. Would you eat it?
I'd be like... I'd fillet it.
No, you wouldn't, because you don't like squid.
I would fillet it. I've never tried squid. It's not that I don't like it, I just haven't tried it.
Would you?
I don't know. Sometimes putting sea creatures into my mouth seems like an idea that's wrong to me.
They taste delicious.
I eat fish like you just the freezer in the fish, like battered fish.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's fine.
With or without chip.
But yeah. Are you asking?
Yeah.
Oh, well, normally with. Yeah. Okay. I thought that was like, yeah, we'll eat it with or without. I didn't know you were asking me. No, I just have
the circumstances.
Just have a battered fish on its own. No bread, no nothing.
Fish. Wherever the time or the place.
But I'm like, God, if I put a crab in there, it's gonna be like eating seashells. And I'm like, if I put a squid in there, it's gonna be like chewing on a rubber.
What about when people do like it's like crawfish boils and stuff, and they just throw that shit in there alive?
Yeah, well, they do that with lobsters as well, right? There's the episode of Kitchen Nightmares where Gordon Ramsay walks in. He's like, that lobster's dead. You can't be having dead lobsters.
There's an episode of The Simple Life where Paris and Nicole are supposed to go like trawling on the river or whatever to catch him. I don't know fishing terms.
You should have seen me rattling off the Kardashian names from memory the other day.
There's only like 5 of them, 6
Oh my
of
God,
them.
I still don't know if I can remember them now, you know. Is this you? No, you gotta get me to do it.
Yeah, do it.
Does their mum count, right?
Well,
as one of them, yeah. So
she's a Jenna now, but she
but
counts.
the Jenners and the crustaceans, who cares, right? So fuck. There's only pressure on this because I know that you enjoy it, and I'm trying to get into the thing. Like, I'm not like actively going out of my way to watch it, but it would be nice to understand.
That's true.
Okay. Okay, right. So there's Chris.
Yeah.
Courtney, Kylie, Chloe, Kim, Kendall.
Yeah.
Is that all of them?
That's all of them.
That's all of them?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I did it. Platinum trophy.
Courtney, Kim, Chloe, the Kardashians, Kylie and
I just
Kendall,
remember you.
The Jenners.
I don't remember which one it was. I remember you standing in front of the TV and going, I think it was like, maybe it was, no, you like Chloe. I know you like Chloe. So it was, right. I know you like Chloe. I know you like Kim. You love Chris. Shut up. Oh, which one was it? Who were the other 3? I've already forgotten. Chris, Chloe, Kylie, Kim, they all sound the fucking same.
Courtney and Kendall.
Courtney, you hate Courtney. You were like, big thumbs down for Courtney. It's Courtney you hate, right? You don't like Courtney.
Friend of the podcast, Courtney Kardashian.
Doctor Who. Do
you know the kids?
What?
Do you know who the kids are?
No, I'm glad. I feel like that'd be weird, right? I know you do because you're like you and a bunch of other people that we were with just know who all that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Doctor. is like, oh yeah, I got a little bit of my Time Lord come in that machine, so he's, the Time Lord, there's a bit of Time Lord genome in there.
Yeah.
Which means these guys are a bit of three things, right?
Yeah.
These could have been fucking dangerous. I like how the only thing that makes them Time Lord is that like they need a reason to do a thing. Like why?
Yeah.
And then they don't kill the Doctor anyway.
1 sec, I'm trying to find the bit in the theatre.
In the theatre? On the script, you mean?
Yep.
What, is there a bit in particular?
Yeah, because the Dalek goes, you will obey, exterminate. and one of the guys goes, why? He's like, Daleks do not question orders, but why? You will stop this, but why? You must not question, but you are not our master and we are not Daleks.
Beaten by the mentality of like a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
But why? But why?
But why?
Just cause. But why? I love it. I love that is the thing that gets over the empirical rule of the Daleks. It's just why though?
Questioning.
Yes, but.
Yes, and it's all in action and activity and improv. So here's the thing: the Dalek Sec is killed.
Yeah, Solomon dies. Dalek Sec dies.
But they go to kill the Doctor,
and he jumps in front.
Yeah.
There goes my hero.
So that's him out the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Same with the other two Daleks. Also.
Would you be sad if I did like a little tribute to Dalek Sec and it's in slow motion right as he stands up and gets shot? It's and they say a hero save us, and then as he falls, like, I'm not going.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
That's allowed.
What, are you playing Kim Kardashian Takes Hollywood?
No.
Show me the phone.
No.
Show me the phone.
No.
Turn the phone around.
No.
I just rattled off all of the keys.
No.
Turn the phone around.
Playing a different game.
What game was it?
Doesn't matter.
What game was it?
Doesn't matter.
Katie, what game was it?
It doesn't matter.
Katie.
I'm just playing Marvel Strike Force, all right? Leave me alone.
Unprofessional.
Soz. And I say I'm playing it. I was just collecting my campaign energy because it had restored. It doesn't matter.
Take that campaign energy and put it into something that we do together. Make it easier to do things.
Together.
I told you the story of Together. Oh, Together. Tagoon or Together? That is the question. Yeah, so do you know what scene I really like? And I think it's
the bit in the lab at the end.
My favourite scene, like even the sound just like doof, doof, and it just cuts between those two shots.
When they're stood at opposite ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good.
And the Doctor is like, the only reason you get any mercy from me today is because I've just seen one genocide and I'm not going to cause another.
Yeah.
So either go away now, like, let's settle this. And Khan's like, bye. He just vanishes. Poof.
Emergency temporal shift.
Yeah. Roll 2d6, and that's how you know how far away you got.
And then Tallulah and Laszlo and Martha bust in because Laszlo's dying.
I like to think that the Doctor keeps a tally of people that have died, and then sometimes will just protect people or prevent deaths just because the numbers are too high. And he's
Balance
like, oh, no. Yeah, right? He's like...
There's been too many deaths today.
Mm-hmm. I love Laszlo outside of the jumpsuit. I'm like, what?
Yeah, just like in a hat and stuff. When I was watching this earlier, like Luke was about, and when the Doctor's like, because Tallulah's like, Doctor, can't you do something? And he goes, oh, Tallulah with 3 L's and an H, just you watch me.
Yeah, that was the second one.
And he's like, oh, you're not dying today or whatever.
Yeah.
And Luke's like, God, he just loves being needed, doesn't he? And I'm like, he really does. He springs to action, like straight up.
It's one of the traits that he has that I'm like, yeah, I have that.
He does.
I think it's why I taught myself like a bunch of dumb tech savvy shit is to always be of some use.
Yeah, you will. I mean, it'll always be useful to me because I'm stupid. It's like that bit in
It's because you eat bricks.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so that was getting away with that one.
Yeah. You have names for your rows of teeth. Top one's pestle, the other's mortar.
Yeah. No, oh God. I was going to grind my teeth as a joke, but just the idea of even doing it made me sick, so I'm not going to do it.
I'd cancel the show.
I can't stand it.
I don't even.
Teeth grinding.
I don't want to think about it. Stop it. Say what are you going to say?
Like that bit in Doomsday when Pete's like saying whatever, and the Doctor's like, "Oh, close the breach, seal off the Daleks and the Cybermen." And he's like, "Do you think I can do that?" And Pete's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Maybe I can."
Yeah. Look at me go. Wind me up and watch me go.
So that's that.
Then the episode ends.
Yeah.
This is and I feel like there is definitely more in here, but a lot of it is like jargon. A lot of this episode is jargon based. And I'm just like, there's not much I can do with that, which is why Do you want to give your ranking rating?
Before we do that, I would like to draw attention to the line where they're just about to go back to Martha and Doctor going back to TARDIS, and Martha's like, so like Tallulah and Laszlo, that gonna work? And
God.
they're like, the pig and the showgirl.
Well, I mean, this is the greatest show. You do one of those things with them both. Still never seen that movie, and I don't care to. I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, you can skip that one.
It's not like I don't like the idea of watching it. It's more, I just don't think it's for me already. I feel like if I watch it, I'm just gonna go, well, I'm not getting that time back. Yeah. If you enjoy it, great. I'm happy for you.
Rating then?
After talking about it, I'm probably gonna give it a lower rating than I was.
Yeah, I'm giving this a 2.
Yeah, I'll agree on that one.
Mostly just because I'm like, if
I was going to say 1.5, but that feels kind of mean. It's still entertaining.
If we can't find anything to talk about, well, not anything, but like if we can't have a conversation more than just this thing happened and this thing happened and this thing happened, then...
Sorry.
Yeah,
Which is why I'm kind of... Because the setting is great. The first part of this is so good. And I don't think that... I mean, you do need the human Dalek to get away from Sec's whole...
Sorry. You said...
Would you laugh at the word willy and penis and boner as well?
Yeah, obviously.
Oh my God.
Mate, you can't say sex hole and not have me laugh at it. What are you doing?
Did I say that?
Yeah, you
went Dalek sex hole. Oh, wait.
Just finish what you were saying. I'm embarrassed.
Really? I was trying to think of a joke about not being able to finish and the sex hole, and I couldn't think of one, so I just sat in silence, ashamed of not being able to think of a joke. Oh, yeah, sex hole thing of not feeling emotion. Oh my God!
Sorry.
Sec. No. Apostrophe.
No, because
possessive apostrophe on the sex.
Well, you need
that's someone's sex.
Well, you need to understand.
You can't be laughing at other people's sex, Katie.
Is that I'm not allowed to laugh, and so it's funny. It's like when you're in school.
Isn't it when you? If it's like when you're in school, go and stand outside, interrupting the class.
Just finish,
it's like Sec's entire thing of not being able to feel emotion because he's a Dalek, so they need the human Dalek. But if you just said it was a glitch, maybe during the temporal emergency shift, he got caught in the rain and some water fucked his circuits, right, in the vents.
Short-circuited.
Yeah, and now he's feeling. Then I don't think it would take much away from the episode to just have 4 Daleks rather than a human one.
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I'm just And now I'm getting all hot about it because I was trying to say a thing and you kept laughing at my point because you can't take the phrase sex hole.
You getting all hot about sex hole?
Yeah, I'm getting all hot about sex hole. Is that are you appeased by that phrase? My co-host loves a sex hole. Yes, she does. Any trivia?
Yeah, some.
We're really cooking with gas. Carry on. Trivia.
I don't want to tell you anything.
Tell me all of it. Send it to me brain.
Okay, so apparently when the US aired this on Sci-Fi, there was a TV spot, which was the scene where the Doctor's like, oh, kill me. And then it cuts to a wide shot of the Daleks killing Solomon.
So it looked like
they were,
that's cheap shit. That was like when they did the next time for Journey's End and the Doctor's regeneration was in that trailer.
Right.
And everyone was like, what?
This is the first 2-part story in the revived series to not feature the inside of the TARDIS.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that, but yeah.
And then apparently Laszlo was supposed to die, but Russell T Davies was like, don't do that because he thought it was too depressing to have Laszlo die
But
at the
it's
end.
a depression, sweetie.
And also there was a deleted scene where everyone goes back to Hooverville and the Doctor's like, I can't reverse Laszlo's transformation. And apparently the lighting was off because it was shot later in the day, so they cut it.
Of all the extra scenes I expected from this episode, that's not it. You know what I would have expected if there was any deleted scenes?
What?
Tallulah, Frank and Martha going into the Empire State with the psychic paper. Like them getting past the doors.
Yeah.
I would love to see that little
interaction.
Yeah.
How they sneak the pigman in as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, the pigman's already there. Laszlo's with the Doctor.
Oh, yeah.
And then he comes up and then the Doctor's like, I'm just going to go up top.
Okay, yeah, fair. Never mind. All right.
And then, is that everything?
Yeah,
This episode's going to be very short. Maybe it's better that way,
maybe.
but we will see you. So, Lazarus Experiment next week. How do you feel?
I'm not looking forward to it.
It's essentially the original Venom plotline, right? From what I remember. Horrible.
From Spider-Man 3?
Yeah. Where it's like horrible creature man thing, horrible monster, can't help its own evil tendencies, and then loud noise fix it.
Yeah.
Fucking excellent. Right, we'll see you next week for that bullshit.
Bye.
Bye.